Okay, good morning, good evening, wonderful people of the world, whenever this finds you. My name is Huck Hawthorne, and welcome to Hawthorne's Melody. Got a ginger beer. Thank you, Trader Joe's. Today's video is kind of just like a fun one. I mean, they're all really fun, but this one's maybe a little silly. Anywho, the first few months of this year, I worked on 2 feature films, working as a crew member in the grip and electric department. I'm a big music head. I love listening to music. Basically, any second of free time, I'd rather have something playing, hopefully, ideally something new that I haven't heard before. So I love exploring new stuff, and I realized I was spending so much time in the car. So I listened to quite a few albums during that time, and I thought it would just be a fun video format to go over the albums that I listened to while working those 2 features. My idea is that I'll go through these albums, and I'll just kind of like rate each one out of 10, but twice. So the first rating will be like just my overall rating, purely like personal, purely subjective, what I thought of it. And then the second rating will be specifically, was it a good album to listen to while going to or from work? And I just think that'd be kind of fun to go through. Really, I'm just sharing the music I've been listening to that's kept me going during long hours and long days. Anywho. So I guess we'll just get into it. Maybe this is going to be a short video. I don't really know. I haven't like planned out what I'm going to say about these. And again, I'm not really recommending any of these. You should listen to whatever the heck you want to listen to. But I thought there was a pretty good little range of kinds of music in here. And I'm kind of curious almost to look back and see what kinds of music feel best for heading into work. So anyway, we're going to start off with Pendulum Swings by Expire. Solid work album. I mean, come on, it doesn't get a whole lot better than Expire for heading into a long day's work or keeping you awake after like a 12-hour day on your way back home. So I'd say personally, man, okay, I gotta think this through. I really should have rated these beforehand. It's hard to think of them on the spot. Okay, Pendulum Swings. It's a short one. It's a sweet one. It's an angry one in the best way. It's like a light anger, you know? It's like a medium boil, which is great. I would say, gosh, this is so hard. I did not think it would be this difficult to like think of a number on the spot. Numbers are just so hard to attribute to music or art or whatever. Okay, if I had to, gun to my head, I'd probably just say 8. I think it's a fantastic album. I think it's fucking groovy. Excuse my language. And for a driving to set album, I think it's probably close to perfect. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. The only reason I don't give it a 10 out of 10 is because it's so short. So it's possible that it'll wrap up too early in your drive. Okay, that's one done. Gosh, this is so much harder. Now I want to just get through these. Okay. Next one on here is Wormwood by the Acacia strain. This one I was recommended by my good friend Shane Dresch, a fellow in the industry. Yeah, honestly, he recommended this band the day that we met. The day that we met, we went shopping in Bucket of Blood, which is an incredible Chicago music book movie store. And he mentioned the Acacia strain, and Wormwood was, I think, my most recent listen. And it's flipping incredible. It is so good. I think the vocals are like insanity. I think the energy is brilliant and borderline folklore-y, and it's just the kind of music that like courses through you and makes you both expel any pent-up frustration or angers or whatever, all those feelings, kind of expel them out, while at the same time like asking your brain to wonder and imagine, and brings images of fantasy realms and reality together. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well, but it's a fantastic feeling listening to this album. God, I feel like I'm just going to rate all these really high, but there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. Wormwood. Personal opinion. I would say that Wormwood gets a 7 for me. I'm just throwing these numbers out here. These are so just haphazard. Okay, but base rating, I would say 7 out of 10 for me. But again, I feel like it gets a higher rating for going to work. Okay, I give it for the commute rating, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's pretty perfect. It's pretty perfect. I just think it lacks the oomph, and like, it's a little too sophisticated for a drive to work album. And that's where Expire is almost better. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay, moving on. Big vibe switch, very big change of pace. Next up on my list, we've got Massive Shoe by Way Dynamic. Oh my God, I love this album. I love this artist. I'm so happy to have discovered them. I've listened to 2 of his albums, one of which is obviously Massive Shoe. The other, the name is escaping me. I want to say it's like Duck Songs or something. Both albums are incredible. I would say this is probably my first 10 out of 10. I listened to this album over and over. It's not that I'm picky with music, but I'm always cycling through new stuff, that it kind of takes a lot to really grab me and make me listen to an album on repeat consistently. And this album was immediately that. It's so friendly. Oh my gosh, it's such a friendly album. It's so soft, and it just feels like a warm hug. It feels like a summer picnic with your friends. It's just a great album. It's so cozy and nostalgic, I think. And again, just a beautiful vocalist. Yeah, okay, that'll be my first, just for base rating, my first 10 out of 10. And I think for commute rating, I also have to give it a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. It puts you in just the right mood. No, no getting the anger out, no whatever, but gosh, does it just make you feel positive, hopeful, makes you feel like everything's going to be all right. Just one of those albums. What a treat. Definitely, everyone watching this should listen to Way Dynamic. I don't care what kind of music you listen to. It's a fantastic, I guess it's just singer-songwriter. I don't know about genres, but it's beautiful. It's super light, super approachable. Anyway, moving on to, I would say, a similar sound. The album 2 by Foxwarren, which I believe is a Andy Schaaf project. I also loved this one. I think this one maybe wasn't my favorite. I would probably give it a 6 out of 10, just off the bat. But I thought it was a really creative usage of like audio clippings from film scenes, and again, it just feels very nostalgic. It feels very scrapbooky, piecing together different sounds and sound bites. So I loved that about it, but it didn't, I think, hold my attention very well. And it didn't make me feel very deeply. And so similarly, I think I'd give it maybe a 5 out of 10 for the commute rating. The only reason it's a little lower is it's quite a sleepy album. It's a very sleepy album. Sleepy albums have their time and place, but going to and from work is not one of them. But peace and love. Peace and love. I did love Foxwarren's too. Next up, going back to our beginnings of this list here. We've got a new one to me. This one's very new to me. Unlicensed Cemetery by 6 Foot Ditch. I don't know much about this band. super, yeah, just like heavy hitting tracks. Super heavy hitting. I mean, it's kind of stupid music, but I love it. Unlicensed Cemetery was definitely up there with one of my favorite Commute albums. I'd say like album overall, maybe a 7. It's got some amazing tracks, and I think a first listen is awesome, but I haven't really been able to repeat listen to that album very much without it feeling a little bit stale. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, 6 out of 10. No hate, it's just, it's so good at first, and then re-listening, not as much. But I will say for a Commute rating, 8 out of 10, easy. It makes it up there. It's so perfect for that kind of a, for driving. It's great. Okay, next we've got, again, most of these are first-time listens. A couple of these are things I'd heard before. But next up we've got another one that's new to me, Naturally, by J.J. Cale. I hadn't listened to Mr. Cale before. Quite liked it. Another cozy album. It's got a song in there called Breeze, or Mr. Breeze. Oh, his voice is like the breeze. It's flippin' nice, and it's a joy to listen to. It just brings to mind images of nature, babbling brooks, you know, healthy creeks, birds bathing, you know, frogs ribbiting, bushes rustling, dewdrops on, you know, spider webs on the farm fence in the morning. It's supremely serene sounds. I love it. Great album. I'll say just a solid 7 out of 10. And then for Commute rating, probably the same. 7 out of 10 for both. Okay, great. I guess I should be writing these down and like maybe averaging them at the end, but we're already this far in, so maybe next time if I do something like this again. All right, next up we have one of the first, well, the first album that I had listened to before these features, Cold Fact by Rodriguez. Another album that I think everyone should listen to if you haven't already. Rodriguez is like, I mean, he's like Dylan, but he's just incredible. Carlos Reyes is a friend of mine who put me onto him years back while we were out shooting street. And yeah, I've been listening to him off and on ever since. I think Rodriguez is an incredible songwriter. He's a brilliant poet, and the things he says and the way he says it and his vocal quality is to die for. I think it's incredible. Cold Fact, easy 9 out of 10 album. And probably an 8 out of 10 for Commute rating. Yeah, that seems right. Okay, next up we've got Severance by Guilt Trip. I think I found out about Severance just because I was listening to the Acacia strain and it was like recommended as a similar band. I know listening to the algorithm is silly, but sometimes it's helpful, or sometimes you find fun stuff that way. Anyway, Severance by Guilt Trip, that's how I found out about that album. I'd say it's a similar sound, definitely, but just personally not as polished a project as a Wormwood, but still fantastic with some great riffs and fantastic moments. I especially like when it slows down and gets a little more melodic and then jun, jun, you know, right back into it. I think that stuff is great. Severance overall rating, I would probably give it, I'm trying to think. I would probably give it, hi Lenny. Lenny says hi. Lenny's my cat. I would probably give it, gosh, I feel like I'm just kind of like sticking in the same zone, but I'll go 7, and maybe an 8 for Commute, just because, yeah, it's just got a lot of energy. It wakes you up. It's like coffee. Okay, next up, also very different, Half-Blood by Slayr, particularly the new like add-on, I think it's Blood Lux. Holy crap, is this album good. I don't really know the genre. I think it's like rage or underground. I think the names are funny, but the music is great. The music is incredible. Yeah, I think I found out about it probably when most people found out about it, like a month ago. And it is just like such catchy, bumping tracks, man. It makes you feel like you can do anything. I get weird, like, kind of like visual ideas when I listen to it. You know, like it almost sounds like two young souls on a night out on a spaceship after humanity has fled Earth, and they're looking back on like Y2K as a movement of history and reminiscing of life on Earth and trying to replicate the partying and the life, the nightlife particularly, and just like the dance and the music of what they imagine was life on Earth. And so it feels like this sci-fi rendition of Y2K, club music, hip hop, but just like such imaginative use of sounds and mixing of like pretty clear beats and then almost like breaking away into scatterbrain beats. I love it. It just brings to mind like a sci-fi realm, and I love that. I can't explain what really it is. You know, I can't say that the lyrics are what do it. It's just the soundscape. I think that's the biggest part of it. I'll be honest, for me, this is like almost a perfect album. I think just, I wish, like I'm excited to see what this artist does. I hope that in the future maybe more like world building is brought in, because I really think his music could work well with like building up a world beyond the album. But I would probably say overall rating, 9 out of 10. Yeah, that seems safe. But for a commute, 10 out of 10. Easy 10 out of 10. I mean, this just gets you so pumped to work. It makes you feel so good when work is done that you're going home. It's a fantastic driving album. Okay, anyway, I've said enough about Half-Blood, but everyone should go listen to it. It's so good. Okay, this next one, not really sure how to pronounce it. I think it's iNUiNUiNU by Rojuu. Super fun. I don't remember where I found out about this. It's a super random album. I don't think I have a lot to say about it other than, again, it's just super catchy and kind of cutesy, you know? Just the beats. I love the like dog barking sounds. Who doesn't love that? Yeah, it's just another great sounding album. 8 out of 10 overall. Maybe, yeah, 8 out of 10 for driving. Yeah. Okay. Now, another new sound, Marginalia 3 by Masakatsu Tagaki, I think. Beautiful. Like no words, beautiful. Ambient melodies. Sounds like your garden is singing to you. That's amazing. That's incredible. Such a calming album, such a beautiful album, such a whimsical album. This was also new to me, and oh my gosh, I loved it. Here's one of those like really different ones though, because overall rate, like here's one of those like really polarizing ones for me though, because like overall rating, I would probably put this at a 10. Like I think this is such an inventive, beautiful album, but for a commute album, I don't know, it's just too sleepy. This one I'd probably have to say is like a 5, because I think it's interesting enough to hold my attention, but everything about it just makes you want to take a nap in a flower bed. I mean, you know, it's not a great commute one, but so happy I listened to it. That one I'll definitely listen to more. I feel like it's a good cooking album. Yeah, definitely a good cooking album. Okay. This one caught me off guard. I love this next one. The Road to Hell is Paved with Good Intentions by Vegyn. Whoa. Whoa. I listened to this album driving from the north side of Chicago to the south side, kind of driving through downtown, kind Because screw a highway. Who wants to be on the highway? How miserable is that? If you're going to drive, you might as well drive on the city streets safely while watching bikes and pedestrians, and at least enjoy, seeing more of the city you live in. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's another video. But anyway, it was a foggy day. There was a thick cloud cover over Chicago, but the mist and fog had fallen down into the streets. And Vegyn is just so atmospheric, and there's moments where the beat kind of takes over, and you feel like you're really like on a musical ride. But then there's moments where it just kind of like floats away into abstraction and just like soft vocals, and it like, I don't know, something about the music and the mist outside my window just paired so perfectly, and I had like, I think, the perfect conditions to listen to this album on the road. I think this is a fantastic album. I'd probably say this is a 9 out of 10. I haven't heard much like it. I found out about this one through the band Headache, because they did a project together, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's how I found out about it. So yeah, 9 out of 10 overall rating. And also, I think just because I got lucky, for a commute rating, I would also give it a 9 out of 10. It was a little sleepy, but it worked so well. Oh, it was just such a magnificent drive. Made my drive so much better. Okay. Next, we got a fun one recommended to me by my buddy Edgar. Tu Vives, Equivocada by Grupo Nectar. Yeah, this band rocks. It's good cumbia music. It's like some of the best cumbia I've heard. Granted, I know I haven't heard a ton, but I love this band. It's so, it's just so playful and fun. And there's songs made for worker. I don't know. There's just something really, really bright and playful about it. Talking about sweet romances and, drinking after work and partying and dancing, and it's just all good things. It's just all good things with a beautiful sound. Very refreshing album to listen to. I'd say probably a 7 out of 10 for overall rating, but definitely a 10 out of 10 for commute. Such a great work album. Okay, we're getting close to the end of the list here. This one I'd listened to a couple times before, but it's definitely one that I've been repeating. Manning Fireworks by MJ Lenderman. I've got it on cassette because it's that good. Yeah, MJ Lenderman is pretty great. One of my favorite contemporary musicians, definitely an incredible songwriter. Also Wednesday, incredible. But this album in particular just strikes me. I think it's very catchy. It's a great listen. I don't even want to explain the album. I think everyone should listen to that one. Definitely for me, a 9 out of 10 total rating. It probably was a 10 out of 10 at first, but it's one of those ones where the more you listen to it, the more maybe it's a little shallow, but that's not a problem. It's a great album. And I'd say an 8 out of 10 for commute rating. Okay. 3 more. Animaru, I think is how you pronounce that. Animaru by Mei Semones. Talk about whimsy. This is it. This is the capitulation of whimsy. Never before have I heard such a whimsical album. And I've heard whimsical albums. Trust me, I'm a connoisseur of whimsy tunes, okay? But this was like the top of whimsy. This is just such a cute album. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? I since finding out about this album, this has been I'll listen to this in the gym. It's it makes you so full of love and happiness, which therefore makes you so full of strength and feel capable of anything, that in a weird way, Animaru does better than my heavy music for getting me to have a good gym workout. But it also made me happy when going to work. So I'd say overall, this is probably an 8 out of 10 album. And then also an 8 out of 10 commute. I feel like a lot of my ratings have been the same, but a couple of them have been different. Okay, next album. Got Rottweiler by Pilgrim Raid. This one is a weird one, a wild one. I would say this is one of the craziest albums I've listened to. It's another contemporary band. I think they're based out of Hanoi. I could be wrong about that. But it's a Vietnamese band. I think they're in Hanoi. I like to describe this album as like an album that can't decide what genre it is, but that's like the best part about it. You're getting like clippings of I don't even know the kind of music. You're getting clippings of like club music, hip hop, you know, TV recordings, like break beats, more like vocal segment. It's such a strange album. It feels like a collage album almost, and I think it's incredible. So happy to have found this, and like really want to know what this group or band is going to do next. But it's definitely a wild one. It's definitely an odd one, but in the best way. Personal rating, I would give this like an 8 out of 10. Super, super, super good. And then for a commute rating, maybe a 7. It's got really high energy, but it's just a little weird that when you're groggy in the morning, it's maybe not connecting as much as it could. Okay, that brings us around to our last one, the HANA-BI soundtrack by Joe Hisaishi. I'm just going to say it straight off the bat. Overall rating, 10 out of 10. Commute rating, 10 out of 10. I mean, come on. Have you ever heard a more sweeping, emotive score? This is one of those projects that makes me like wonder at how pure sound, no lyrics, you know, not even like thinking of the movie itself, but just pure sound, bereft of a story, bereft of dictated concepts, can so deeply move somebody. I feel like every time I listen to this album, like I feel like I'm welling over with tears, which is crazy. Every time is crazy. I've listened to this album so many times. It's never gotten old. And I think it's a beautiful album to listen to while moving. I would say this is, I'll take it a step further, third bonus rating, like listening to music on the train rating, 11 out of 10. I mean, like, this is the best train album there is. And it's also just a perfect car album. I mean, it's just so sweeping. It feels like the sounds in it like encapsulate your entire, all the years that you've lived on this earth in this lifetime, and all the years to come in all the lifetimes to come. It feels like every bit of that is wrapped up in each note, in each movement. Oh my gosh, I can't go on about this enough. HANA-BI, it's perfection. Yeah, it's perfection. But that wraps it up, actually. And so I didn't really think it out, but I couldn't have ended on a better one. Yeah, all of these albums were great. Some better or worse for driving, but oh gosh, I got to listen to some of these after recording this. They're all so good. Anyway, so yeah, that's about the end of it. If anyone watching this has heard new music recently and would like to recommend an album, I'd love to hear what you guys are listening to. I hate when people say like, oh, I listen to everything, because it's not that I like everything I hear indiscriminately. However, I do like to be as open as I can to music. So I would say any genre, anything that you guys have liked, throw it my way. I'd love to spin it. And I flippin' love music, so maybe I'll do more of these music videos. I still haven't really, landed on exactly what this channel is. It's a video diary. It's a place where I get to talk about the things I love. So I guess that would include music, that would include writing, that would include movies. I'm having a hard time narrowing it down. I haven't figured out if that's a problem or if that's a good thing. But for now, I appreciate everyone who's tuned in to Hawthorne's Melody. It was really made me happy to see that A few of you commented on my last video about my journaling process. It was really sweet to see what other people are doing and see that other people have, you know, similar or their own processes. So anyway, thank you to those of you who shared and liked that video and have since subscribed. Welcome to the Hawthorne family. Yeah, I'll just keep making the videos that pop into my head. If people have ideas or things they'd like to see me make, then great, feel free to let me know. But other than that, just you can expect more talking about music, more talking about books, and possibly some readings of my writing in the future, and possibly some photography. I also shoot street photography, and I haven't decided if I want to include that on this channel. You know, it's like working in film, street photography is like a nice medium where it's not too close to work, like it feels like its own thing. It feels like I can loosen up. It feels like it's actually a hobby, but it's still it has a little bit of proximity to my work. So it's like, I don't know if I want to incorporate that here. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'll wrap it up here, and there'll be more videos to come. Probably some more music videos. So I hope you enjoy the remaining hours of your day. Eat some good food, drink some tea, do a stretching routine. Don't forget to do a stretching routine. I forget often, but we should all be stretching every day. Keep yourself healthy, keep yourself calm, give yourself time, and be well, my friends. Thanks very much. I'll see you in the next video.